So our next guest is Licypriya Kangujam, known as one of the world's youngest climate activists, and she made a significant impact by speaking at the 2019 United Nations Climate Change Conference held in Madrid, in Spain, where she urged world leaders to take immediate action against climate change. And since 2018, Licypriya has been actively campaigning in India, where she's from, aiming to enact new legislation to combat the country's high pollution levels and advocating for mandatory climate change education in schools. So, Licypriya, the stage is yours. It's a privilege to listen to you.
Thank you so much, Maria. Well, hello everyone. Kuram Jari Namaste. My name is Licypriya Kangujam. I think I'm audible and visible, right? Am I? Okay, so I'll move on with my speech. My name is Licypriya Kangujam. I am 12 years old Indian climate activist and the founder of the Child Movement. I'm also the special envoy for the President of Timor-Leste. Thanks Ubuntu Leaders Academy for having me here today to speak at the Ubuntu United Nations Conference 2024. Well, a few years back when I was around 9 years old, I have once spoken here, I guess. So it's great to come back here again. Thank you so much. Well, we all know about climate change. We all are aware about the bad impacts of climate crisis from all these last many decades. But my question to our leaders is that what have they done so far to solve this crisis? Well, you see, we can build the pyramids 4,500 years ago. We can make the COVID-19 vaccine within 2 years. We can send the man to the moon and the Mars. We can kill the entire generation of Palestinian people in Gaza. But we can't still solve this global climate crisis because our leaders don't have the political will. It was just yesterday, over 50 people were killed in India, my country, India, due to intense heat wave crisis. Temperature crossed over 52.3 degrees Celsius, which is beyond our human expectations, our human imaginations and limits. In my country, India's capital city of Delhi, you see thousands of people are chasing over the water truck to get a bucket of clean water to drink. In my birthplace, Manipur, which is a small, beautiful northeastern state of India of 3 million people, is now living underwater after Cyclone Dremal. You see, millions of children like me are losing their lives, losing their parents and their homes due to climate disasters. So this is unacceptable at any cost. These stories are not fairy tales. This is the sad reality. This is what we call climate emergency. Why innocent children has to pay the price of today's global climate crisis caused by the rich nations? Sacrificing the lives of the millions of innocent children for the failures of our leaders is unacceptable at any cost. Well, women and children are the first line of victims in every climate crisis. We want climate justice now. And I just want to say that climate education must be mandatory in every school education curriculum of the world, in every country of this globe. There will be no climate solution without climate education. And deforestation must be an international crime now. If there is no nature, then there will be no food. If there is no nature, then there will be no growth. If there is no nature, then there will be no security. And if there's no nature, then there will be no future for us. You see, instead of spending billions of dollars on wars, if we spend it on ending poverty, giving education, and fighting climate change, then what a wonderful place our earth would be. We just need to change our behavior to save our planet, to save our Mother Nature. Our governments must work together to phase out coal, oil, and gas, the top causes of today's climate crisis. Remember, your action today will decide our future tomorrow. My generation is already the victims of today's climate crisis, and I don't want my future generations to face the same consequences again because of our leaders' inaction and empty false promises. You all who are listening to me today are our last hope. I have a dream where there are more bicycles on roads instead of more fossil fuel vehicles. I have a dream where there is no coal power plants and thermal power plants and replace it by clean renewable energies. I have a dream where all the children living in this world have the clean air to breathe, clean water to drink, and clean planet to live. Asking clean air to breathe, clean water to drink, and clean planet to live is all our basic rights. We will not allow history to be written by big polluters and greedy politicians who choose profit over our own planet. You can call me crazy, but I believe that we should have the basic rights to clean air to breathe, clean water to drink, and clean planet to live. It is our duty to protect our Mother Nature from those who refuse to see her beauty. We will continue to fight until we achieve our goals. We are unstoppable, another world is possible, and change is possible. Thank you. Jai Hind, Sanalebak Manipurna Yaifre. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, Licypriya. It was very powerful to listen to you. You were speaking with such passion, and before we were listening that civic courage is about looking for our common ground, to take care of our common house. And your dream is now our dream. We are invited. So thank you so much for this call to action, to care of our nature, of our planet Earth. Because as you were saying, if there is no nature, there is no food. If there is no nature, there will be no future for us. And I think I'm not the only one that is feeling such inspiration. So I would like to invite a delegate to ask you a question, so we can think about our world. So if there is any delegate that wants to join here and ask a question to Licypriya, with 12 years old, wanting to change the world and changing the world already. So Tony, are you there? We cannot see you. But maybe Tony, I think you already had the privilege of speaking with another guest. Am I right? So if you don't mind, we can give the word to another delegate. Harris, can you? So sorry, Tony, and thank you for understanding. Harris, can you speak?
Hello.
Thank you so much.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So I think I don't have a question, but more of a comment to add. As she mentioned that she's from India, I'm from Pakistan, and I think both of these countries are facing the same kind of climate issues that we are facing. And especially with respect to the previous talk where he mentioned about the loss and damage fund. So I think I can sense the same frustration that she's facing, that these fancy word, the fancy loss and damage fund is just I think just a small, you can say, an escape plan for all these big corporations and for big institutions, because for countries like Pakistan, India, Nigeria, Brazil, all these are facing climate emergency right now. So direct intervention is needed right now instead of all these planning, all these big COP28, big events, because all these things are not working. So it's high time, I think, for people like her and the youth need to come together and raise these important questions at right forums, just to make all these world leaders aware that we won't tolerate all these kind of big fancy flawed promises. It's
Yeah.
high time that they come together and then solve these issues right away. Otherwise, last year we faced tragic floods. Now the same thing is expanding towards the Europe side. Italy has
Mhm.
faced same kind of thing, and I think in 1 or 2 years, if we don't do any disaster measures, we'll face all these climatic emergencies right away in all across the world. So I think more and more youth need to step forward and keep on pushing and just advocating for the rights of the especially developing countries. So yeah,
Yeah.
more power to you. Keep on
Thank you
doing the
so
great work.
much. Thank
Mm,
you. Because you see, today's global climate crisis is not caused by us, not caused by the global south countries like Pakistan
mm,
and India and other countries.
true.
We are just the victims of today's global climate crisis in the front lines. But all these that we're facing today, all these climate crises is caused by the rich nations. So if they are
Mm,
responsible for it, they must give us the money, for what they have cost the for the loss and damage fund, the climate finance. They have to give it immediately right now. And that shouldn't
mm,
be in any form of loan or debt trap. That should be fair and
mm,
transparent. And that
mm.
money shouldn't be in millions of dollars. It should be in
Billions.
hundreds of billions of dollars if they want to give us climate justice. And they don't have any option of they have to or they don't have to. They have to give it to us. They have no other choice left because they're responsible for what they're facing. So they need to take action now.
Great. True.
Thank you so much to you both. Maybe, Licypriya, if you don't mind, I will give the word to Melissa, that is
Yeah.
from Trinidad and Tobago,
Mhm.
and a country that is also affected by this issue. So,
Yeah.
Melissa, can you listen? Can you activate your microphone?
Hi, morning. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can
Hello.
hear.
Greetings all. Thank you for giving me the floor. My question, she seems very passionate. I wanted to know just that you said 9 years old. What really inspired you to come out and speak out about all these issues, and
Mhm.
how does it really make you feel?
Yeah.
Sometimes you may have to stand alone, but what's your source of inspiration to
Mhm.
keep going?
Well, I have to say that all these, climate disaster only inspired me to become a climate activist, a climate activist. When I was like really young, when I was a really young child, I was born in Manipur, but I grew up in Odisha, which is another state in our country, India. I faced two cyclones, Cyclone Titli and Fani, in 2018 and 19. So during those cyclones, when I was really young, I saw how people and children were suffering in front of my very own two eyes, and I felt really bad. And because of those two cyclones, I again shifted to Delhi, and I faced the climate crisis again, which is the intense heat wave crisis that we're facing even right now, and the high air pollution level in Delhi. So after facing all these climate disasters, climate issue, um, you know, I started having a lot of thoughts, about why is this happening? Why are we facing this? Why are these innocent children, paying the price of, what of something that they are not responsible for? And then I started asking my teachers and mentors, and they started saying to me that this is what climate change is. you know. And I asked them what I could do. They said you could plant trees, do cleanliness drives, and I started doing what they said, what I could contribute to stop this, because I can't let these children, these people suffering, from all these climate disasters. I want this to stop, because it hurts me really deep, when I see them, you know losing their parents, losing their homes, losing their lives, even though they're not responsible for this. And I started, posting it in my social media, and I started getting recognized by lots of people, and then started getting invitations to various platforms and conferences to speak. And then that's how the world started recognizing me. And one thing more, that I didn't know that what I was doing was climate activism. People started telling me that what I was doing was climate activists. So all the love and support from all the people around the globe is what keeps me going on, fighting, until until I reach my goal.
Yes, well, keep going, and I hope that you could inspire more people to join you on the journey. I know I am inspired by your story. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Melissa. We are all. Thank you so much, Licypriya, for having a voice for the ones that cannot. Also, you are such an inspiration. It was a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much.